First, take the gunk and the residue off the blade in preparation for sharpening. I think it was sheep's blood from castrating.
Or like mayonnaise.
Box residue, tape residue. I'm just using WD-40 tonight, just because it's handy, within arm's reach. And the knife is, as you saw in the title, Hall of Famer, Spyderco Endura 4, VG10 steel. This one has a really bad edge on it due to the use. In fact, if you can see it, it's rolled because I've attempted to cut metal with it accidentally. See that? I mean, at first glance, the edge looks decent. Someone looking at this will go, oh man, what's wrong with that edge? Why would you sharpen it? It sucks. Trust me. I mean, for instance, check this out. Nothing. Don't do this with a sharp knife. This is the kind of blade doodle that I would run into when I do a no-notice gear check on a TMPer. Or worse. Yeah, that's why I'm making this video, to remind you guys to keep your blades sharp. And this is how I do it. Edge Pro Apex. Love this thing. Excellent. Now, before you guys get going on all your recommendations for sharpeners, this is my favorite and I'm sticking with it. So save the comments, save your breath. Hey, Nutnfancy, you need to use this sharpener. Try this one. No, I'm using this one. Been using it for years. Love it. Not switching, nor am I going to review any others. I'm just not interested. So save your breath. Ain't going to do it. And if your technique differs than mine, that's fine. But again, save the comments because I don't care at all. This is just what works. 220 to 320 to 1000. But Nutnfancy, you should take it to 2000, 3000. Polish the edge. It's going to last longer. I've heard it all, dudes. Remember, I've got like a lot of knives I have to maintain. I don't have like hours to stand at the sharpener. So I don't do it. I just like getting in the sharpener, getting out of the sharpener. That's how it's going to go down right now. So Edge Pro Apex, this is a glass table, suction cupped to it is the sharpener, of course. This is a bottle of water with detergent. Some of this is repetitive because when I reviewed the Edge Pro Apex, we showed you this process. But again, you need to be reminded, judging from the edges I'm seeing you guys carry around. They suck. Bad. 220 you don't have to go to if you sharpen the knife already on your Edge Pro Apex. I have not. This is factory edge from Spyderco right here. And I'm going to start this one right in the middle of the yellow. Whatever degrees that corresponds to. Again, I would tell Edge Pro, dudes, make some graduation marks on there. Specific. 22 degrees, 24, 25. That way you know. Also, when you sharpen a knife, make a record of what angle you put on it because it could differ from blade to blade. Then when you put it in the sharpener again, you can go, oh, I was in the middle of the yellow, top of the yellow. Maybe you're really steep on the blue. And then you can replicate it without having to, I don't know, rebevel it. So, what I'm going to do is probably 10 passes as I get the initial edge on this. Again, if your technique's different, I don't care. Just watch the magic. It will turn out. Trust me. See how I'm moving the blade? That's not good. I can't do that. I really got to lock that blade down. And Doodle's going to have a hard time filming this because of that. Oops. I think that was 10. I'll show you all my mistakes too as we go along. I think that's interesting. You can stay there, Doodle, and I'll just rotate back and forth. You got a good view of it? Mm-hmm. This workbench is kind of high. I usually don't sharpen here. I'm just doing it for you guys tonight. I run my stone kind of wet as I can, and this tape doesn't last very long because of that. But oh well. That was a good pass right there. Really good pass. See how I'm wiping the blade and the table in between? That keeps your blade from getting really scratched up. Dude, we haven't been down in the shop forever with these guys, have we?
Since we were doing the SPR loads with the Bjork voice.
Yeah, the M262 stuff, huh?
Totally.
It's been a while. I bet they like it.
They miss it.
The reason I don't is I always feel like I have to tie the video into some review coming up. But you know what? I might just go back to the way we used to do it, just to show you what we're working on. Didn't really count that one. More or less the same. Wasn't it inadvertent smell down here when we were doing that?
Yeah, when we were Duracoating.
Yeah. New viewers are like, inadvertent smell? What are you guys talking about? That was a crew member. By the way, he came back from Afghanistan safe and sound.
Yep.
He's married, has a kid. Inadvertent smell does. Apparently I can't talk and count at the same time because I am not doing a great job with this. 1, 2. Now, I think the dude's name's Ben who invented this. I talk to him every now and again, and he'll say, hey man, you can get in and out of the sharpener in 5 minutes. That's not my experience. I spend more time. Maybe it's because I suck. Very possible. And again, some guys will say, hey man, you should just do 5 on each side and flip it. My goal is to do this as quickly as possible. That being said, so I'm grinding more on the 220 grit. I'm doing 10 passes. When I go to the lower grits, you'll see me do that. I'll probably end up doing like 3 or 2 passes per side. Man, I love the sharpener. It just produces such a great edge. So excellent. So I'm going to flush the stone a little bit, get the particulates off. Wipe the table. This tape, again, doesn't last very long because I do run it kind of wet. Oh yeah. VG10 takes such a wicked edge. This is my weak side. When I reverse a blade, like there, I don't know, I'm right-handed. I'm a little bit weaker. I'm not quite as effective on that side for whatever reason. Look in the upper right. That's where I recommend to go buy your Edge Pro Apex. It's worth the money, trust me. It's the last knife sharpener you'll ever need. Speaking from experience, and I've used a lot. Okay, now I'm going down to 7 passes per side. You might ask yourself, when will I start seeing an edge? Right now, you can see it. In fact, I got a piece of advertisement here, and this is really thin magazine paper, so it's a good media to test. We don't have our great edge yet, but we can see we're starting to get an edge with that, okay? So I'm still working on 7 per side, a little more water. Old school Nutnfancy shop video. By the way, the fingers healed up from the KTM crash. That was pretty gnarly, wasn't it, Doodle?
Totally was.
I took the glove off and it was like...
Mangled.
It was. Mangled flesh.
It's like meat.
And that was through a thick leather glove. If I didn't have that leather glove, it would not have been good. Oh yeah, this is coming together. This is about the time I start getting excited. Ben's probably cringing. Nothing, that's not the way you do it. Come on, man, watch the videos. That works. It'll be okay. Relax. It'll be fine. Hey, if you use another sharpener, you get good results, I say rock on, bro. I got nothing for you. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just feeling the edge and see if I'm about where I want before I progress to 320. I'm not quite there. Lube the stone up a little bit. I'm going to do basically lighter passes, 3 apiece. Rotate it, and now I'm getting a real nice bevel on it. Some guys will do double bevels. I don't do that. It just, I don't know, it's a time thing. You have a stack of knives to do, it's just too much. I got adventures to do, motorcycles to ride, videos to produce, all that other stuff. Apparently tasks for your mom.
Yeah.
She's been pissed I haven't been helping around the house lately, huh? Too much TMP. Here comes 320. And the Endura 4. The edge that results is just so impressive. It's exciting. Good use of the word. New blue shop towel. Now I'll do probably 7 on this. I don't use the same number of passes every time because I can't count very high.
It's tough.
And I don't have my calculator.
Once you hit the double digits, man, you're on your own.
Whoops. That's what you got to work or watch for. See how I did that? I come back and you kind of ding the edge. Don't do that. And you will do it. It's just inevitable. But your technique should get better as you practice. Basically, unlike mine that you're watching. Remember, for manually sharpening, I suck. Really bad. I've admitted that in the Nutnfancy project ever since I started. Actually, freehand sharpening, I can do okay. There's no way I can approach the sharpness this thing does because it's so consistent. The angle, it just doesn't vary at all. Notice how I'm using the flat of the blade to really lock it on the table. That's huge.
What?
Doodle's girlfriend just called, so you're on a tripod now. Maybe he'll be back. Still working the 320 stone. Oops. See how I'm locking it down? No rolling of the blade. Very, very important. See how this protects my hand, by the way? You come in here to the blade. As long as you stay back here, there's no way for you to get cut. Some sharpeners don't do that. Just some. Still doing 7 passes for now. I should be wiping this. I'm not super particular if a work blade like this gets scratched up. Probably sloppy on my strokes because this is sitting higher than I'm used to. Tripod. Excuse cone. Oh, this is coming together. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Daddy like. A little bit of water on there. Dry the tape. 5 now. I'm wiping the blade now, just trying to make that tape last so I don't have to swap it out. Because once that tape underneath rolls, it can actually change your angle of the table and you won't sharpen it as effectively, I've found out. See how it's nice and flat now, but it's starting to roll? You got to keep it flat. Whoops, went 7 on that one. Habit. Here comes 5 again, lighter pressure. Make sure that isn't slipping. That's your blade stop right there. Excellent. Let's check it out. Okay, where's our cutting media? Oh yeah. Better. We ain't near done yet though. Couple more passes with the 320. I'm going to do 3 now. Notice again, I'm using the flat portion here for the consistency. Don't do that if you have a flat portion, says I. I mean, you can adjust your angle and compensate for it. For me, it's just easier to use a flat portion than you can use the angle markings of the Edge Pro Apex. Again, there's all types of techniques you can use on this. I did 4 on that one. Don't be intimidated by this either. You may be watching and go, oh, that's a special technique, I can't do that. If I can do it, you can do it. You'll get better as you go along. Let's check it. Oh, I like it. That's good. We're going to 1,000 grit now. I'll go wash these stones later. Don't drop them on a hard surface. They will crack. But if you take care of them, they last pretty much forever. I think there's a Chinese copy of this, and it's going to have inferior components, inferior stones. I don't recommend it. Stick with the US produced Edge Pro Apex, made in Hood River, Oregon. Okay, here comes 1,000 grit. Endura 4 on the home stretch, bro. Forgot to count. Not super critical when you're with such a fine grit. There we go. Oh yeah. Let's do 5Zs. I'm not using a lot of pressure here. It's light pressure. It's almost a polishing when we get to 1,000 and above. You won't feel a lot of resistance. Wow, look at that edge come out, guys. See that? Oh, that's sick. Comes another 5Z pass. Now remember, on the Edge Pro Apex website, Ben has a bunch of videos showing his techniques. You can watch how he does different stuff, re-edging, different types of blades, different sizes of blades. You can watch those if you need some more instruction. Probably 4 on that. Oh, this is looking good. Excitement level amping up. Keep doing that. Dragging the edge. See how that's curling up right there, dudes? You gotta watch that because that changes your angle. And just for time, I'm not going to replace this tape since we're rolling. But you don't want that to curl up. Excellent. Here comes 3Zs. Whoops. Maybe 4Zs. A little bit of water here. Not much. I find that 1,000 grit stone does not hold the water too much. Really light pressure. Just 2Zs on this one now. Keep that sucker straight. Check it. Careful with that edge as we wipe it off. Brother, look at that sucker. That's just going to 1,000. If you have more time, more motivation, you can take it to higher grit levels and really polish that edge. I find 1,000 works great for me though. Kind of ripped it there. There we go. Oh, doing good. Okay, I'm going to do one more 3Z on it. And then take the burr off of it. Which, honestly, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And this is how we do that. We'll just stand our ceramic rod up. Just for the camera, balance it on that rubber edge of the glass table. Just very carefully, lightly draw the edge down. I just do it on both sides, even though I could detect which side the burr was on. Check it out. That's it. That's the edge right there. Now, if I do a no-notice gear check on you guys, and you break out an edge like this, dudes, huge kudos. Huge cool points from me, Nutnfancy, because you are taking care of your tools. Your knife is your primary tool when you are a man. Hold on, let me rephrase that. It is one of the most important tools you can carry as a man. How's that? That's it. In the Nutnfancy workshop, sharpening the Endura 4 to wicked levels of sharpness. When it dulls, all you'll have to do is bring it back with a 320, maybe even just 1,000, depending on what you're doing. And notice all the nicks are gone, and the rolled edge is totally gone. Thanks for watching. See you guys.